right, here we go. The wind kicks up right on time. We are at Eden Hill Medical Center, and this is the starting point for my rides when I go to Brecknock Park. And I've never ridden here on the weekend, and the parking lot's pretty empty, so that's going to be cool to be able to buzz around here a little bit for warm-up. If I get to the end of the ride and want to add a little bit of mileage, I can do a couple laps around. I've done laps around here in the past when it's open during the week, and I had a couple of really close encounters with cars. And I said it in the last video, riding around a busy parking lot on a trike as low as this one, not a good idea. Or something you want to keep to a minimum, I guess. But today, we got the whole place to ourselves almost. Still a few cars here and there. You just employ your basic common sense. Always assume there could be something coming at you, but it's empty enough to do a warm-up here before we get out on the trail. This is ride number 2 of 4 as I continue to launch the channel. 2 of 4 local rides, I should say. Rides that I do close to home. This one is about 25-minute drive. All the other ones are probably a little bit less than that. The Killen's Pond is 5 minutes. But the idea is to go to places that I can get to without burning a lot of drive time on the road before I get to ride. Drawback is the trail distances are not very long, and 3 out of the 4 rides are in pretty heavily trafficked areas. There's a lot of crosswalks and things like that, so you got to be mindful of that. This is where I can get my base rides in. They're usually somewhere around 16, 17 miles. Longest I've done so far this year is 20. And I work my way up to where I can do 30, 35, 40 mile rides and be in shape for it so I can enjoy it. Because some of the nicer places to go around here take a little more drive time. I've already shown you one of them. It's the Georgetown Lewis Trail. I think that's about a, I don't know, about a 30, 35-minute ride to get there. It's well worth it. And I can get in longer rides there with being mostly on dedicated bike trails. And my favorite place so far since I've gotten the trike is the Mike Castle Trail up by the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal, where you can ride from Delaware City to Chesapeake City. I think it's 17 miles, and it actually combines 2 trails. I think the one when you get close to Maryland, Chesapeake, Maryland, is called the Ben Cardin Trail, and you can get in your longer rides there, and it's just really, I can't wait to get out there and make a video. It's one of the more scenic ones, with the boats and the jet skis on the water. And the trail has some interesting twists and turns in it. So this is why we put in the miles around here. I'm telling you, this is night and day difference from during the week. This parking lot is full, and usually I just, on my warm-up, I just loop around the outer perimeter of the parking lot and go on my way. There's just too many cars here, so I'm kind of enjoying this relaxed warm-up, my own personal playground. The weather today is gorgeous, right around 72 degrees, no humidity, but that persistent spring wind that we've had is here today. Still learning or tweaking the external mic setup. The first time I used it, I didn't realize that the volume was maxed out on 6 out of 6. And the instructions say the default is 5. That's where I thought it was. And I had the mic pinned to my shirt, pretty much right on my Adam's apple. And it was certainly, you could hear it, but it would overmodulate and distort because the volume was up. So then, there's a train for you. We're heading out to the bike trail now. Glad I don't have to do a railroad crossing. Looks like a long freight train. I forgot where I was. So we'll just keep moving until it comes back. Or maybe it wasn't that important. Weather, wind, microphone, there we go. So today I put the volume back to 5. I still have the microphone off to the pinned a little off to the side. So I'm hoping that's the sweet spot. Because the last video, when I watched it on TV, I had to really crank the volume up to be heard. And it was so windy that even with the external mic with a fuzzy bunny on it to protect from the wind, you could still hear me, but you could hear the wind roaring. It was pretty substantial wind. Crosswalk, navigate here. This is a discovery for me. I think I'll be coming here on Saturdays quite a bit. It's a lot better. Now what I have to see is when I get to Brecknock Park, how busy is it there? Really all I do there is scoot through the parking lot, take a pit stop for the restroom and go out. So even if it's busy, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I can smell the Royal Farms chicken. Like we're gonna have a tailwind coming home. Definitely got a headwind now. Yeah, much better in this direction, so far anyway. I love me some dedicated bike trails. my first video, I talked about how I got spooked of riding road bikes on the road. And my wife and daughter noticed this trail and suggested it as a place that I could ride off the road. And that was a really cool find, because in Brecknock Park, got a car coming here. They yielded, how nice. Mentioned Brecknock Park before we had to yield there. Inside the park, there's a big gravel loop, a flat, hard-packed gravel, and also a sort of semi-single track, close to 3 miles combined. Rider back. And I ride that on my gravel bike. We'll be making a video out there when I get my mountings to use the camera on the gravel bike. But that makes a really cool ride. Ride out there on the pavement and then scoot into the park. And the trail is not very long, but it's really cool. It's got some kind of roller coaster features to it. It's a lot of fun. Got our first overpass. I mentioned the first time I was out here, flat Delaware. This is about the closest thing we get to climbing. This road winds and changes direction, so I had a favorable crosswind there for a couple minutes, but now we're back into the headwind again. Just in time to start going up. We don't have to go full granny gear. We're in our middle ring right now on the front. We're in our safety cavern here. Now we can get some speed down the other side. A lot of glass in the trail as usual. Navigate around that. Oh boy. Oh man, that was a direct hit. We'll see. Man, I could. I hate to whine about the wind, but it seems like every ride, just have one day of a break would be nice. On the other hand, since we have no hills around here, this is where we get our workout, pushing through the wind.